Another day, gonna focus on the video. As I make videos, I'm learning production. I have systems and processes for developing content, but I'm refining it. That also is going to contribute to the growth that I am looking for. And on the previous episode, I realized how scruffy I looked, so I went ahead and cleaned up a little bit. And so, I did that. Always adjusting, whenever you talk about failures and challenges, once you go through them, there's always an adjustment. There's always like, I got to face this issue, problem, mistake, and then tweak it, but continue, and that's how we can overcome a failure and challenges. And so the last video I made was pretty fun. Don't forget, leave us some comments. Tell us what you think. We're gonna give this a go and see how it goes. I'm starting my day off, and so I'm gonna be creating some questions that I have regarding failure, and that's how I'm gonna do I'm gonna hit the street with those questions and ask people. I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it yet, whether I'm gonna have them pick a card or I'll just read one to them. But I think it's gonna make for some really good content and insight, because we'll get the same questions asked over and over, but we'll get different perspectives and different experiences answering those questions. And so I'm looking forward to that. I always got a bunch of gear. One day, I guess I can do what's in. Look at that! I can't even put it in my backpack. I can do a what's in the backpack. I'm just telling you, it's a lot of stuff. But this is how I move. And you know how it goes. The last thing you do when you head out the door. But my day officially starts now. Fort Worth. I am on my way to have breakfast. I am a big fan of breakfast at these old school type cafe places, but it is important to me to have breakfast early. So many people eat around 10 or 11, and with the waiting on the food, they're eating about lunchtime. They're eating breakfast around lunchtime, and I think there's something to the morning. There's something to eating breakfast in the morning. What a lovely tree. The sun's trying to break through. Here you go. This is where I am having breakfast today. Look at that. It's a great coffee shop. It's changed owners a few times, but it is a staple of Fort Worth. Here we go. So here's what I did. This is 20 questions that I'm gonna turn into cards. And so I guess I'm putting this out there so that if you're a friend of mine or you're following me and you live here locally in Fort Worth, I just might ask you to answer some of these questions. And this is meant to kind of just hit the street, man. What's the word on the street? And I'll just walk up to people and be like, hey, here you go, pick a card, any card. They'll turn it around, and whatever question it is, they'll be able to speak on it. And so far, my goal was 20. I'm on 16. I will have 20, but what I need to do is start writing them on these cards. Thank you. Oh yeah. Oh, ketchup and some hot sauce, please. The Paris. Yes. That's my breakfast. I'm gonna take a pause from this, and I'll get back on it in a minute. I'm gonna try not to cough. Anyways, I'm gonna start writing the questions down. I'm gonna go ahead and show you. Here it is. Why is it important to fail? I don't know how you would answer that question. There's short answers, long answers to that, but I think that's a good question because it makes you start thinking about the word fail. And for me, failure is interchangeable with challenge. Here's the next question. I write horrible, but I think this will work for now. That's the that's the other thing. Some people want to do things so perfect that they can't reach that level of perfection. So, yes, please. Thank you. They'll never start, you know, because they have so many things that have to be done, have to be perfect before they can even begin. So, here you go. Here's the next one. Would you rather keep quiet or share about your failure? I'm going to put an S because it could be a few, we all go through a lot of them. And we forget about some, we remember about some. So, well, I'm going to keep writing some of these and then I'll come back and then, share a few more. See how this goes. This is what, what a project looks like. So let me kind of walk you through it. So I was sitting down in my office and I said, what kind of questions do I want to ask? And then I just have these yellow notepads around. And for a week, as I was in and out of my office, I just kept adding them. Some days I do 3 or 4. Uh, There's a certain amount of questions regarding a specific subject, in this case, failure, that kind of limits how you can reword, rephrase questions. And it becomes difficult. And I realized that it became difficult about 13 or 14. So here I am on 15. But I set myself a goal for 20. And so I'm still working towards the last 5. But I'll get there. But, here you go. Just a pen and paper. There was no iPad, no technology, none of this and that to keep me from doing it. And then from this, obviously, I want to make some cool cards that I can pass out, but all I'm using is just regular, these are everywhere. We use them for tests, for taking notes, vocabulary, math, all, just. And so I'm just going to write them down with a Sharpie and then keep these with me and tell people, hey, would you mind answering a question? Pick any card. And we'll see how it goes. And, so just get to it, If not, failure is also not trying. Like trying is part of life, not getting it right or making it perfect. Just jump into it. And so here you go. I'm on number 3 and I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna see how many I can do here at the cafe. Here we go. Got some questions. Oh, I'm going through them fast. Whoa. Pause it. Put your finger on the screen. If you can answer one, DM me, send me a message. There we go. There's just a few. Have a good day. Failure cannot stop you if you don't quit. Thank you, Paris Coffee Shop. Look at those clouds. My gosh, look at that. There you go. Snapshot. I don't know how this is gonna edit, but I saw some friends walking. I stopped by and said hi. I should have just recorded it, but I don't want to freak anybody out. They're gonna be like, "Oh, look at Sam, he's vlogging." I even hate that word, but you know, I'm documenting. How about that? Anyways, yeah, man, balance. You know, I just went to a client's house, and you know, I install a lot of mirrors because apparently people buy heavy mirrors, and so I'm very thankful for those heavy mirrors. They keep me busy, and they keep me in front of the client so that I can continue to show them good customer service and everything that I do, you know, so they can keep me in the front of their thought when they need something. Now I'm running to the Failed Podcast studios. I'm going to shoot a video for someone that's coming in. Should be interesting. I do a lot of things that I don't necessarily specialize in, but I do everything that revolves around social media, video, content, post, creative ideas, real ideas, all that stuff. I do all that because I do it for myself. So I've been doing it for a while. I understand it pretty good. Now I'm just understanding the backside of it a little bit better and better every day. So it's been a good day so far. The weather's been great. And yeah, man, I'll show you the studio in a second as I go in there and see how I set up and execute. You know, every video, every project you do, even though you have a certain way you do things, most of the time, there's always little tweaks and adjustments that you will do either to make your workflow smoother, quicker, shorter, or easier for post-edit. And so I'm always looking for little ways to make that happen, just to improve and to, you know, to be able to do a better job. But that's how it goes. The air's holding the door open. Close. Here we are. Drop off some stuff. Here we go, my man. Here we go. We got him. He'll be on the podcast soon.
Yes, sir.
Tell us who you are. Tell us what you do real quick.
Ryan Crosby, real estate investor, entrepreneur.
Yeah, man, I love it.
Hey, Richard.
Do your thing. Everyone's always busy doing their thing. That was nice of him to say hi. He's going to come on the Failed Podcast soon. So I kind of caught him right before a phone call, but it's all good, man. You know, you just move and you groove. That's how you do it. And yeah, here we go. I'm going to show you a nice painting I have up by my studio. That's how you know you're in the right place. And so I come and I have my little, see, I have my light switch and I'm back, man. And I have this whole set. Let me turn this around. I'm about to go to Smoothie King to get me something to hold me over. Oh, I'm show you something cool. Here are some knickknacks. A few of my interests. Back to the Future. You know how it goes. You know how it is. And then you come over here, I got some cool little, this spaceship has turned out to be one of my favorites. And then there you go. Look at that. Here's my board. There you go. This is good. Everything's plugged in, ready to roll. Yeah, on my way to Smoothie. Here's some more gear. You know, GoPro, the Osmo Action, you know, things like that. So, there we go. Little self-promotion. Bam, bam, tune in. Yeah. The hand thing. Inspired. Oh, check this out. Inspired by Casey Neistat. There's a lot of things that I do that are original, but I do take hints from other people, ideas from other people. I believe that that's what creativity is meant. It's meant to inspire, meant to duplicate, to inspire new thoughts. And so, don't be embarrassed to share or to admit when something's borrowed. I got the Daily Warrior. She called me out. I was like, yeah, daily. I try to be a warrior. But it was just a drink. I thought she knew me or something. All right. Got to do a few things. Just wanted to show you some products. See, it's a little bit dark. And I wanted to show you this light that I have. It's a very smart light. But when you do lighting, there's so many things that go into consideration that can make something just look not good, right? And so for this short video, I chose not to add light. I think that the type of light that is showing right now is just fine. I'm getting some light, here we go, from like my computer screen. Not much, but enough. And sometimes it's good enough. You know, you add more and it can make things weird. If you don't have enough lighting, it's not worth adding a little light. And so what you're gonna see happen right now is the sound is going to change. Right now, my phone is, the microphone is facing right here. So in a way, it's away from me. And the iPhone has a good microphone, so it can manage. You could hear me, but I have this device. Where's my camera? I have this device. It's a receiver and then a wireless mic. And it comes, I bought it with two for the, you know, the purpose of interview. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug it in. You're gonna probably lose my audio for a second. I plug this in here, and then now I'm feeding from here, not from over here. And so, you know, I have little things like that I'm trying to see how they do. But yeah, I got this one, and it's just like iPods, you know, it comes in its own case. You charge it and you're never without power, and you can record quite a bit from it. But yeah, man, you know, and so those are little things that I have. So this is great, you know, but I also, in my studio, you see these two lights when I record, I have those two to shoot. So lighting is key, but you need a lot of it to make it work. What a day. There's going to be a lot of shaking here, so if you get motion sickness, just look away for a second. Oh man, here we go. What a great day. I was able to handle a few clients, a few invoices. There's always paperwork, you know what I mean? People don't realize that behind every small, big business, there's a lot of paperwork that gets generated that needs to get done, and it just requires time. I was able to shoot 4 videos. I edited 1 video that was 7 minutes long, and yeah, got to play around with some equipment. Everything went good, but that's what a day looks like. I got to I put together a few posts. I put it out on my social media platforms, and I've gotten some good responses. People, episode 001 did really good. The count went up. Obviously, who doesn't want more views? But you know, the views I did get, they came in really quick, and we'll see how today goes. You know, I'm trying to do it like off the cuff. I don't want to over plan it, over produce it, because I want it to be, you know, the steps of this journey, and just how it is, you know, doing it. And as things begin to grow, things begin to click, you'll notice that my topics and the way that I roll out topics is going to look a little bit different. But I looked at my YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook feeds today. I put together, I like putting funny posts together, you know, and some people, you know, I don't want to be too serious with my social media, because at the end of the day, I am posting stuff that has to do with overcoming failure, you know, stories and quotes, but I like to have fun every now and then. I think that's pretty good. And so thank you to all the followers, subscribers that I do have at the moment. Don't forget to follow and subscribe on Instagram at The Failed, or I want to write it right here, but it's _failed_podcast. It sounds more complicated that it is. And I remember the times when underscores and hashtags and the @ symbol meant nothing to anyone, but now it's just a click away to put an underscore. And so, give me a follow on Instagram. Help me grow that platform. Again, we hope to impact a lot of people, but that can only happen if and when we grow substantially. I'm trying different thumbnails. If you're building and growing your social platforms, thumbnails are so important. But there's so many different kinds and so many different approaches, and so the hard thing becomes picking what your approach is going to be on your thumbnails, because you got to give it a go, with several of them, and to get a good count and feel on how people are taking them. And so I developed my first thumbnail for the Failur Podcast vlog project. I hope you liked it. I thought it looked pretty cool. It looked clean. You can kind of read it and make out what it is from it being real tiny on your screen. That's one of the goals that you want to accomplish. And yeah, man, it's been a good day so far. I'm gonna give you this scene of these amazing trees. The Dickies Arena. Fort Worth is booming. Hey, keep your head up. You know what I mean? I just want to put this message out there. Like, let me see, maybe like this. I don't know, whatever. If you're going through something right now, right? Some of us are lucky enough that our failures are behind us and we're benefiting from the lessons that we got from them. But some of us are in the failures right now, and it feels like you're not going to be able to overcome. It feels like everything is over. And, a lot of it may be true, but you do have choices that you can make. And the first one that I would throw out there is don't fuel the self-blame. That's the easy one, where you blame yourself and you're hard on yourself. You got to build yourself back up to rise up from the bottom, right? When you get knocked down. And you're also going to want to pass blame sometimes. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we're not hard on ourselves, but we want to be extra hard on someone else. Just remember, there's a lot of things about failures that are out of our controls. The bigger the project, the bigger the goal, the more that you're going to have to rely on other people, organizations and stuff to all work out in order for your part to work out. And so if you're involved in a team and failure has found its way into that team, don't be quick to blame. Find what went wrong, make the adjustments, and then move forward. That's the key. Not only you can learn from a failure, but those around you can also learn as well. And don't overthink, like when you go to sleep, the problems that came from that failure, those challenges. I'm saying the word failure a lot, I apologize. They're still going to be there the next day, so there's no need to think about it all the time. But make sure that the following day, maybe have a good plan ready to go to execute every day, so you don't have a lot of time to just think about what went wrong, but that you can focus some energy on what needs to happen next to come out of it. Now, you may not come out of it and accomplish what you first originally thought you wanted to, but you'll come out of it. The damage can be reduced, and then you'll have an opportunity to pivot, to do something else, or to continue in the path that you're doing. But that, there's just a few tips there that I have. If you listen to the Failed Podcast, I discuss those in real time with people in their stories and their journeys. You can see those things play out. And if they don't play out before the fail, they definitely play out after the fail. Those things make us better. And even though failure is going to surprise all of us, there's nothing you can do to avoid it. It's just about how we handle it, right? And I always like to say this, and just don't quit. If it was worth planning out in the first place, just because you hit a roadblock doesn't mean it's not worth pursuing more, right? Sometimes you do have to turn something off, let go of something, and move on, because you just have to. Some things are just that, stressful or whatever. But those are a few tips that I have for you. Thank you for watching today's I said I wasn't going to say vlog, but that word is just so appropriate. I was going to say footage or something. I don't know. Thank you for watching today's vlog. And we'll see what tomorrow holds. Yeah, baby. Y'all be good. Keep your head up. Thank you. Subscribe. Ding, ding, ding. Ring the bell. Share the word. Have a good one.